Rise. I'll ask our platform party to resume their seats, and please all resume your seats. Thank you. So we'll introduce our platform party, the chairman of our governing body, Mr. Fintan Maloney, the president of Letterkenny Institute of Technology, Mr. Paul Hannigan, the vice president for academic affairs and register, Mr. Billy Bennett, the vice president for research, equality and external affairs, John Andy Boner, the vice president for finance and corporate affairs is Henry McGarvey, the head of faculty of science, Dr. Joanne Gallagher. We have our heads of department and our directors of nursing, Dr. Anne Drake, Director of Nursing, Letterkenny University Hospital, Una Gallagher, the Assistant Director of for Nursing and Intellectual Disabilities, and John McCardle, from the Donegal Mental Health Services. Just forgot one point. Just all move the tassel to the right-hand side of the mortarboard before being conferred, please. Anish Iram Fintan Maloney, Cairloch and Boards Juror, Falcha Corrove. I call upon our chairman, Mr. Fintan Maloney, to make the welcome address.
Apologies, I've been told I'm scarier with the mask off. Kate Mina Fáilte Roibh Galéir. Har Cian Cólacht Cianish Institute Technoleachta Licha Cianan. Bwailam. Oh my God. Fáilte Corroibh. Craig an Sharmanas Bronte Show. Kyle Midge on Kalura Shaw Nuri. Martian a Saintuk, Goilamid on Shaw, Aigaraig, Conda Achti Ijikush a Ainj. On behalf of the governing body of LYIT, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this year's conferring ceremony. We lost this celebration last year, so it's wonderful that we are here today, face to face, not zooming in virtual space, to recognize your educational achievements. As you've been advised, over yesterday and today, there will be over 1,300 graduates being conferred. I'm delighted with yesterday's ministerial advice that we're actually going to be a TU in the next few months. With our partners, Sligo and Galway, we will be designated as a technological university from the spring of 2022. This is the result of almost 10 years' work from all three colleges, but it would not have been possible without the input from the student body and the performance and engagement of successive student cohorts coming through LYIT. As you can see, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we remember just 170 students who started here on day one and the staff who began their careers here excuse me, back in 1971. This was truly an educational experiment that has been replicated right across the country. 50 years later, we are embarking on a new experience and a new experiment. As we become a technological university, this TU designation is a fitting tribute to those people and everyone who followed them through the Dun O'Malley Regional Technical College, Letterkenny RTC, then LYIT, and in the future as a TU. I would like to thank all my colleagues on successive governing bodies and all LYIT staff who have worked tirelessly and constructively to ensure that the Technological University will become a reality. This has been really significant as we are seeing the end of one institution and the creation of a new one. It's an exciting time for all of us and also a challenging time, and we need to work to ensure that the emerging Technological University continues to contribute positively to the Northwest region as the university develops. As chairman of the governing body, I'm anxious to ensure that the student experience in the Donegal campuses of the new TU continue to be a positive one, and that we can create new opportunities in course development, research, and employer engagement that will enhance that experience. If COVID has taught us anything, it is that we all have the capacity to adapt to changing circumstances and conditions when the need arises, whether it be in the educational, hospitality, domestic, business, or any other sphere. The students attending this ceremony today is ample proof of this. I wish you continued success and happiness in your future endeavours. Garmaigat.
Guramaigad the Carlach. Anish Iram Paul O'Hannigan, Uchtron the Institute, Gradam Abranu the Fulmery at the Curru Lahar Egan Institute. I call on Paul Hannigan, President of the Institute, to confer the awards on the learners presented to the Institute for that purpose.
On behalf of Letterkenny Institute of Technology, as a designated awarding body under the Qualifications and Quality Assurance Education and Training Act 2019, I hereby confer awards on the learners of this institution who have achieved the standard determined by the Institute for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment. Harcan Institute Technoleg de Letterkenny, mar cólach de bhachtana anmrna fui jarvu caliachta agus ujicus agus uliant lasu 2019, Branham le seo de bhachtani ar vicléin na Institute, seo bhfuil an caidian atá lag de sias ag an Institute donna de bhachtani sin báinte amach acu, agus irum go gorfar na micléin sin in aithneadom donna bar a bhronú orthú go formalta.
A uachtarán cuireadh chóir I láthair cuat na híreathóirí seo halanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe leachta agus de bhachtanaí leibhéal a 6, a 7, a 8 agus a 9 den chreath náisiúnta cailíochta a bheith ceadathe ag comhairle acadúil na Institute. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8 and 9 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Institute's Academic Council.
Iram an Dr. Judas Monolo an ring Lou Adjicus agus Thager Socialta na Hiri as an ring Shaw a Curralahar. I call on Dr. Judas Monolo, Head of Department of Early Education and Social Studies, to present the candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science in Early Childhood Care, Health and Education. Donna Gamble. Grace Harkin. Sarah Harrison. Anna Maria Kelly. Lara Kelly. Adam McCallion. Sarah Mikolajek. Roshi Niganyola. Luma Selina. Lena McGrorty. If we could have a round of applause. Neve Boyce, Courtney Clare, Emma Corrie, Chloe Crossan, Kieran Daffin, Neve Doherty, Laura Duguera, Sophie Farron, Fiona Fullerton, Megan Gallagher, Bethany Glackin, Tegan Hollian, Amy Johnson, Katie Lafferty, Ellie Lynch, Amy Marin, Kiva McColgan, Emma McGee, Cara McGowan, Ciara McLaughlin, Conor McMullen, Emma McNally, Katie Malloy, Natasha Montgomery, Zoe Porteous, Chanel Ciron, in absentia. Give them a round of applause. Higher Certificate in Science in Health and Social Care, Shanice O'Donnell. If we give Shanice a round of applause. Aisha Afinawi, Louise Balfe, Rebecca Donoghue, Cara Duncan, Shannon Gallagher, Helen Glenn, Ciara Evers, Connor Kelly, Shauna Logue, Tegan Long, Lauren McCarran, Ciara McDade, Shanice McDade, Oisin McGettigan, Caitlin Muldooney, Doreen Patton, Ronan Sweeney, Cleena Thomas, Andrea Twamley, in absentia. Give them a round of applause. Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Care, Health and Education, Aidan O'Neill, in absentia. We'll give him a round of applause. Bachelor of Science in Health and Social Care, Claire Atchison. Helen Brennan, in absentia. Monica Demauskien. Laura Denning. Kathy Dill. Tammy Friel, in absentia. Jamie Gary, in absentia. Helena Kelly. Jennifer Kelly. Justine Kelly. Nicola McCardle. Laura McBrearty, in absentia. Shanna McDermott. Jamie Lee McGinty. Dolores McGuigan, in absentia. Jaden Murphy, in absentia. Sharon Murphy. Vanessa Patterson. Anya Power. Lauren Taylor. And if we'd like to give a round of applause. Bachelor of Science in Applied Approaches to Childhood Autism, Katrina Deary. Donna Harkin. Louise Leach. Sarah McDonnell. Joanna McGlynn. Mary Jo McGranahan. Maria McGuinness. Carmel McLaughlin, in absentia. Davina Russell. Nicola Walsh. Sharon Wynne. If we could give a round of applause. Bachelor of Science Honours in Early Childhood Care, Health and Education. Dervla Adams, in absentia. Emma Louise Atwell. Kiva Blaney. Amy Bonner, in absentia. Eilish Boyle. Rosemary Brown. Aisling Carlin. Claire Christie. Victoria Clingain. Leslie Ann Cole. Chelsea Connolly. Megan Cook. Claire Doherty. Courtney Lee Doherty, in absentia. Catherine Doherty. Nicole Doherty. Kathy Faulkner. Nora Fay. Terence Feeney, in absentia. Christine Friel. Tonya Friel. Aoife Gallagher. Samantha Gallagher. Tanya Gallagher, in absentia. Catherine Gill. Mary Healy. Anya Henderson. Jade Hirel. Abby Johnson. Lucy Kane, in absentia. Amy Jo Kelly. Chantel Kelly. Emma Kelly. Tamara Keys. Nicole Lowry. Lisa Lynch. Rachel Patricia Lynch. Jade Sarah Ann Little, in absentia. Oh, Jade Sarah Ann Little. Alicia Mary McGee. Leonie McBride. Joanne McCauley. Leo McDowell. Kirsty McDyer. Nicola McDyer. Louise McGinty, in absentia. Chelsea McGowan. Chloe McGrotty. Colleen McGukin, in absentia. Orla McHugh. Amy McLaughlin, in absentia. Gráinne McLaughlin. Aileen McPartland. Charlie Milligan, in absentia. Anya Marie Mills. Kira Marie Moen, in absentia. Lucia Mullen, in absentia. Sophie Mullen. Keelan O'Donnell. Rachel Roberts. Sarah Scott. Olivia Smith. Gráinne Walsh. Mariosa Walsh. Sophie Wilson. Georgia Ray, in absentia. If we could give a round of applause. Bachelor of Science Honours in Health and Social Care, Tegan Brogan Duddy. Sinead Carr, in absentia. Courtney Catterson. Ciara Conahan. Kiva Doherty. Michelle Ford. Amy Friel. Shauna Gallagher. Katrina Gillespie. Sinead Heaney. Anna Lafferty. Emma Lafferty. Rebecca Langdon, in absentia. Erin Lee. Shauna McGlynn. Catherine Murray. Jennifer O'Shea, in absentia. Gina Teague. Neve Watson. Jake Whelan. If we could give a round of applause.
Inis, Iram, an Dr. Lísine Gilabríde, can ring Altrinis agus Stadger Slancha, Nahiri as an ring shaw a Curhalahar. I call on Dr. Louise McBride, Head of Department of Nursing and Health Studies, to present the candidates.
Bachelor of Science Honours in General Nursing, Deborah Colquhoun. Marie Call, in absentia. Sonia Conahan. Shannon Conley, in absentia. Amanda Curran. Ciara Finnegan. Emily Foster. Gitu G. Nair. Leah Gregory. Lisa Helbert. Jennifer Hurrell. Emma Hunter Gibson, in absentia. Andrea Johnston. Edel Kelly. Ailish Killowee. Aoife McEntee. Michelle McHugh. Shauna McManus. Patrick McMenamin. Anya Nimurahu. Aoife O'Hara. Celine Parsons. Louisa Roerty. Gemma Sheehan. Gabia Sogateta. Can you please show your appreciation for our graduates? Bachelor of Science Honours in Intellectual Disability Nursing, Evan Boner. Nicola Boner. Sophie Connerty. Rebecca Davis. Dylan Elliott McLaughlin. Sinead Ferry. Megan Flynn. Amy Friel. Fiona Gallagher, in absentia. Laura Ganley. Laura Hunt. Claire Lipscomb. Olivia Montgomery. Amy Toy Wilkie. Alicia Tracy. Please show your appreciation for our graduates in intellectual disability. Bachelor of Science Honours in Psychiatric Nursing, Sarah Louise Boner. Louis Carson. Deborah Corcoran. Niall Caniff. Sandra Cunningham. Pierce Curtin. Connor Duffy. Lara Duffy. Patsy Farrell. Shauna Fay. Andrea Fitzgerald. Julie Fitzgerald. Aoife Graham. Fiona Green in absentia. Fiona Lina. Aya Malapad. Siobhan Marmion. Mark McAteer. Maria McCardle. Anya McGlinchey. Aoife McLaughlin. Sarah McMahon. Rachel McNulty. McShane. Maria Mullen. Rossa Noonan. Quilleen O'Flaherty. Priya Anakaya. Aoife Robb. Amy Walsh. Can you please show your appreciation for our graduates in psychiatric nursing? Masters of Science in Advancing Health and Social Care. Ethel Fury. John Mahan in absentia. Evelyn O'Kane. Can you please show our appreciation for our master's graduates?
I now call on the Head of Faculty and of Science and Health, Dr. Joanne Gallagher, to present the college prizes.
I present to you the following graduates who have been successful prize winners within the departments of Nursing and Healthcare and Early Education and Social Studies. Prize for the best student in the Department of Early Education and Social Studies, Aoife Gallagher. Clinical Excellence Award in General Nursing, sponsored by the Health Service Executive, Sonia Conahan, Bachelor of Science Honours in General Nursing. Clinical Excellence Award in Intellectual Disability Nursing, sponsored by Health Service Executive. This is a joint award between Amy Friel and Laura Hunt, both studying the Bachelor of Science Honours in Intellectual Disability Nursing. Clinical Excellence Award in Psychiatric Nursing, sponsored by the Health Service Executive. The Sligo Leitrim Mental Health Services, Sarah McMahon, Bachelor of Science Honours in Psychiatric Nursing. And Donegal Mental Health Services, Rossa Noonan. Prize for the best student in nursing and healthcare is Rossa Noonan, Bachelor of Science Honours in Psychiatric Nursing. And can we have a round of applause for all our prize winners?
Coarja has the game here like Galair. Could you just move the tassel now as you're conferred to the left side? Thank you. Anish Iram Paul O'Hannigan, Uchtron and Institute, Cree a Curl Shaw. I ask Paul Hannigan, our President, to make the closing address.
Gina Ushle, the Falcha War, Urav and Shaw New, he glass special dead on Kalashja, running a Kamina. It's a Shah Khan done a law, a topic the failure on Kalashja, connect the Armacklane at Kaliri. Ladies and gentlemen, special guests, but most of all the graduates here this morning, you're very welcome to this very special occasion. I nearly forgot to move my microphone back over, so I was going to be shouting for a while there. But we're getting organised now. It's great to be among such a lively bunch at this time of the morning. Because most of you have been up since the middle of the night getting ready to get here, so I hope you, and that's only the boys. No, but it's great to see you all here in such great form this morning, and it's really important to us that we managed to get a face-to-face graduation ceremony this year. As I said yesterday at one of the 3 sessions, one of the graduates that were graduating actually met me in a shop and said, Paul, do one thing this year. We have to get a face-to-face graduation. We have to get back on the campus. So we're here, and you're here with your family and friends, and it's great to be able to celebrate that. We know we have restrictions in place, and we thank you very much for abiding by those this morning, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the day. But if we look back over your own time with us over the last number of years, it's been a difficult time. It's been a really difficult time for both staff and students and families and everybody else. When we left here in March 2020, personally I thought we'd be back on campus maybe within a fortnight or 3 weeks or whatever at the time. Some of us never got back at all. Some classes continued online for the remainder of that year, and then subsequently into the following year as well. And some of you were caught up in that. Some of you were caught up in that work placements were cancelled, other issues were cancelled. But particularly in this group, with the nursing students, you were thrown in at the deep end. Everybody else was being restricted in terms of what they could do or whatever, but the nursing students and the graduates this morning were going into their internship programs right in face-to-face of the pandemic at the time. So it's a whole different experience for some people in this room this morning than others. But regardless of that, all of you had to put up with severe disruption to your lives. And all you really had at the time was to concentrate on your studies and get through that. Every other distraction you had was gone. You know, you had no entertainment, you had no sport, you had no travel. Everything was gone. So we sort of said, look, get your heads down here, get through the programme, get out the other side of it, and hopefully at the end of it, we'd start to see some light. And we're beginning to see it in the last couple of weeks. We're beginning to see things opening up. The pandemic is still with us, and we still have to be careful. We realise that and we recognise that. But the opportunities for yourselves coming through now are real and are opening up for you. And I think the last year and a half, when we look back at it with all its warts, is that it has taught us a few things. From your perspective, it's absolutely taught you about resilience and how to deal with unexpected events. You know, you were studying in very difficult circumstances, whether you be fighting over computers with your siblings or with your parents or whatever the situation might be, or whatever space you had to study in. All those things you had to deal with. But you dealt with them and you got through it and you got here today and you qualified in whatever discipline you're coming forward in this morning. And there's great credit to you to do that from your academic achievement, but also from your personal achievement. And you have to carry that with you now as you move forward. As the chairman said at the beginning, 2 things to celebrate today for us. This is our 50th anniversary. The college was set up in 1971. So we look back at the numbers of people who came through, the thousands of graduates who have come through here over the years, and how they persevered and how they got through and the futures that they had for themselves. And very successful graduates all around the world coming out of Letterkenny, RTC, LYIT, and ultimately now as we move on after the announcement yesterday to the establishment of the Technological University. So I know some of you are back with us this year, so when you graduate next year, you will be graduates of the new Technological University. But this particular group here this morning, and the people who went ahead yesterday and coming after you today, you are the last graduates from Letterkenny IT. So just remember, the class of 2021 will be the last graduates to come out of Letterkenny IT. So regardless of what you do in your life after this, you'll always have that brand to carry with you. And carry it very proudly, because you've done the work to achieve it. And you've really come out on tops here this morning to celebrate that. So it's a great pleasure for me, for everybody in the audience, to be able to show true appreciation to yourselves for what you've achieved. So I'll ask the graduates in the hall to stand up. And for everybody else in the hall, just to give them a fantastic round of applause. Sit down again now that you're suitably embarrassed. So just to conclude this ceremony, really thanks very much for being with us in such numbers this morning. We're delighted that you're having the opportunity to meet up like this. Be careful, I know we're releasing you very early from here in the morning. I'm not sure what you're going to do for the rest of the day. And I don't want to know really, I'm just not posing the question. But congratulations to everybody, thanks for being with us, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
A inu garamlia a céimia agus a dín uisle, curg mshaw le gradam na Fulmery Egan Institute. Respected guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, and most important of all, our graduates. This concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring of awards on the graduates of our institute. I ask our platform party to rise. All rise.